have my governor has cut out at 122 psi, which is no higher than 140 psi, so it's a good test. My next test is the governor cut-in test. I will pump the brake pedal. I will wait to see if my needle moves. I'll count 5 seconds, and it should not be no lower than 100 psi. No lower than 85 psi. Sorry about that. 85 psi. So I'll start now. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. My needle has not moved. I'll repeat it again. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. The needle has not moved. I'll repeat it again. 1 1000. Alright. As you can see, my needles has started rising at 90 psi, which is no lower than 85 psi. So it's a good test.
Okay.
My next test is the brake test. The first thing I'll be doing is removing my chocks. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Sorry.
They don't have the strings on there anymore, huh?
The what?
The strings. Remember the strings they used to have on there?
Oh. Alright.
Okay.
Now I will close my door. And the first brake I'll be testing is my parking brake.
Okay.
I will place my transmission in gear. And I will let go of my service brake to test if my parking brake holds the bus. As you can see, my vehicle has not moved. That means the parking brake is working properly. Now I will step on the service brake. Again, I will release my parking brake and I will move forward approximately 5 miles per hour to see if the service brake holds the bus. As you can see, my bus came to a complete stop. That means my service brake is working properly. My 2 brakes are working properly, so I will put my brake back on. Transmission neutral. And with that, I have completed the air brake system inspection. Now I will continue with the in-cab inspection. The first thing I'll be mentioning is my fuse box. I'm making sure all my fuses are not cracked or broken. They are properly secured in the box. And I have different sizes and they are ready to use. The next thing I have is my parking brake. I'm making sure it's not cracked or broken. It is properly mounted to the bus. I'm making sure the rubber seal inside is not ripped or torn. That could cause an air leak. Next I have my gearbox. I'm making sure the gearbox is not cracked or broken. All the gears are working properly. It is properly mounted to the bus. And there's no exposed wires. Next thing I have is my switch for my bus to turn on and the button to turn on. Make sure they're not cracked or broken. They are properly mounted to the bus and is ready to use to turn on the bus. Next thing I have is my emergency light button. I'm making sure it's not cracked or broken. It is properly mounted to the bus. It turns on and turns off. And there's no exposed wires.
Is that the 4-ways?
4-ways flashers. Then I have my gauge panel. I'm making sure the speedometer, the needle is not cracked or broken. It is properly mounted. It's not missing or bent. And it's working properly. I have my air gauge. I'm making sure it's not cracked or broken. The needle is not cracked or broken as well. It's properly mounted to the bus. And there's no exposed wires.
Watch out. Oh no, you kept going.
Alright, next thing I have is my 2 buttons to open and close the door, the main entrance. I'm making sure they're not cracked or broken. They are properly mounted to the bus and there is no exposed wires. I also have my horn, making sure the horn is not cracked or broken. It is properly mounted to the bus and it's working properly. Then I'll move on to behind my seat. I have my 3 triangle reflectors. I'm making sure they're not cracked or broken. They are properly secured in the box. They are amber and red in color. And I'm making sure they are not missing. I have my seat. I'm making sure the seat goes back and forth. It is not cracked or broken. It is properly mounted to the bus. There's no missing nuts or bolts that will cause the seat to be loose. Next thing I have is my left signal. It's on the floor. I'll make sure it turns on and off. Make sure it's not cracked or broken, and it's properly mounted to the bus. I have my right signal. I'll make sure it turns on and off. It's not cracked or broken, and it's properly mounted to the bus. I also have my low beams. My low beam will be one more click to the right, and then I have my high beam, which will be on the floor as well. It turns on and off, and it's working properly. Next thing I have is my driver window. Make sure it's not cracked or broken. It is properly mounted to the bus. There's no illegal stickers that will block my view, and it opens and closes properly. Next thing I have is my AC control panel. Make sure the fan, the directional and defroster, and the temperature, hot and cold, is working properly. I'm making sure it turns on and off.